Hi, I'm David from Prestacycle, manufacturer of the Prestaflator bicycle inflation tool, well known as a great tool for inflating tires and seating tubeless tires using an air compressor. However, many customers have asked us over the years, what if I just want a Presta head for my air compressor? This is because they know many good air compressors allow you to preset the maximum pressure the compressor will output. Now we have the Prestaflator Mini, a simple, easy-to-use tool that snaps onto the end of your air compressor hose and inflates to the exact pressure preset on your air compressor. Inflation is quick and easy with the Prestaflator Mini. Set your air compressor to the exact output pressure you want. Open and release your Presta valve. Push the Prestaflator Mini onto the valve and squeeze the trigger. When you no longer hear air flowing into the tire, release the trigger, pull the Prestaflator Mini off the valve, and close the valve. That's it. Your tire was inflated to the exact pressure you set on the front of your air compressor. Let's take a look at the tool itself. The Prestaflator Mini is a heavy-duty tool with a steel body and 6061 T6 alloy used for the coupler, internal mechanism, and our well-known angle Presta head. Inside the tool, we've engineered the mechanism specifically for bicycles. A light squeeze of the trigger is perfect for tire inflation. A full squeeze will quickly and easily seat tubeless tires. We also make the Prestaflator Mini with a low-profile angled Schrader head. This allows great access to Schrader valves that are hard to reach on bicycles, scooters, and motorcycles. The Prestaflator Mini itself may require the coupler to be tightened before use. We leave it a little loose in case you want to use a different coupler. A standard 14mm wrench can be used to tighten the coupler. You may find that the Presta head may also require a little bit of tightening. That's it. The Prestaflator Mini is ready to use. Air compressors for the Prestaflator and Prestaflator Mini can be very inexpensive. Some can be found for as little as $60 or more. They should have an air tank for storing pressure for immediate inflation or tire seating. They'll have a coupler connector, a tank pressure gauge, and an outlet pressure gauge. An outlet pressure dial will let you set the exact amount of maximum pressure that will go to the inflator tool. This is a Porter cable pancake compressor. It's at the very top of Prestacycle's recommended list for air compressors to use with a Prestaflator or Prestaflator Mini. It has a larger steel tank for inflating more tires or working harder on a difficult tubeless. It has two output couplers, a tank pressure gauge, a large, easy-to-use regulator control, and output regulator gauge. These compressors are widely available online and found in most big box hardware stores and often can be found on sale for under $100. We have additional capabilities to use with compressors like this, including the Prestacycle Digital Gauge for air compressors. This gauge can be used to precisely set the output pressure on your compressor. It has a maximum capacity of 300 psi. You remove the gauge that came with the compressor and install the Prestaflator Digital Gauge in its place. When you move the control on the compressor, the digital gauge will reflect the exact pressure output, making it perfect for use with high accuracy inflation using a Prestaflator Mini. Let's take a closer look at how regulation works. Most air compressors come with two dial gauges. One gauge shows the total amount of pressure currently inside the compressor tank. You can quickly tell if you have enough air available to inflate to the pressure you want. The other gauge is often called the outlet pressure or regulated air pressure gauge. This shows the maximum amount of pressure you can inflate with currently. You can change this output pressure using the dial control on the front of the compressor. When you dial in a pressure setting, this will be the maximum pressure that can be used on a Prestaflator, and this will be the exact pressure that a Prestaflator Mini will deliver once you no longer hear air flowing to the tire. You may have noticed on that last compressor that the output gauge was very small and only showed 5 psi increments. Not very good if you want accurate tire inflation. Prestacycle offers the Prestaflator Digital Gauge for air compressors. It has a maximum of 300 psi and shows pressure increments at a half a psi. Using the regulator control on your compressor, simply dial in the exact pressure that you want to inflate to. Once you set your pressure, inflate with the Prestaflator Mini, and when you stop hearing the airflow to the tire, the pressure set on the compressor will be the exact pressure inside your bicycle tire. To inflate with the Prestaflator Mini, first, preset your air pressure on the front of your compressor. Unscrew the Presta valve and give a quick push to ensure it's not being held closed by tension. Take the Prestaflator Mini in your hand, push it firmly onto the Presta valve, squeeze the trigger, and when you no longer hear air going into the tire, release the trigger, pull the Prestaflator Mini off the valve, and that's it. Your tire is inflated to the exact pressure that was set on the front of your compressor. The Prestaflator Mini is your Presta head for air compressors. Perfect for inflating bicycle tires using preset pressure on your air compressor. It's also perfect for quickly and easily seating tubeless tires. It's everything you need for shop air on your bicycle.